The following program contains the views and opinions of the hosts, speakers, and participants. They do not reflect the policies of the producers, advisors, and advertisers of AU Paws Radio, including Adelphi University's Board of Trustees, administrative faculty, or its affiliates. Paws Web radio station encourages freedom of speech, but does not endorse any specific viewpoints or messages. Listener discretion is advised, especially for potentially sensitive or controversial topics. Yo, what's good? I'm your host, Sophie. Welcome to What's Good. What's Good is a podcast that asks all sorts of people about positive things going on in their lives, what makes them happy and makes this life worth living. Happiness can be contagious, and our guest, Alex, is here to spread some for you today. Hi, Alex. Oh. No, it's okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. All right, let's begin our questions. So what has been making you happy recently?
Mainly the diversity of color, because I like doing art in a way. I always like painting, watercolor, acrylic, all forms. But since I'm like a physics major, it's sort of opened me up to different variety, diversity of it. Colors sort of made it easier for me to start seeing the world in a different way.
That is so cool. I'm an artist myself, and I love to hear it. We could definitely expand on this a lot. Why do colors make you happy?
So, overall, I always thought that the world was just made to have a different form of color. But ever since I started going into science, physics, biology, quantum mechanics for the worst part scenario, colors sort of it made it more satisfying, more attention drawing. It sort of made me calm down when it comes to very harsh times. Let's say I had a dispute with my brother. Just looking at a painting or doing some random scribble or just doing some spray paint on a wall makes it easier. It calms me down very well and fast at the same time.
I love that a lot. Art is used for therapy a lot of the time. That's really awesome. What is your favorite color?
Overall, it's going to be blue. Because blue is the first thing you see in the morning. And nearest to the closest color you see at night. Technically, the sky is navy, not black. Right. And I usually wear very bright colors, but today I'm wearing just black.
Yeah, I am wearing a bright color today. Why is blue? Well, you already said it's why, but do you have any other reasons?
Just, it's calm. For one, if I go into a scientific point, blue always feels like, for me, blue sort of represents a sort of balance between something that's very dangerous, like water, but it's also very safe and needed for every organism. So it's like between two, a negative and a positive. So it's almost chaotic.
Oh, and you like the chaoticness.
It's
I love
between good and bad, and bad or good. So it's always right there.
Okay, I like that a lot.
So it's technically neutral. It's a neutral color.
Yeah. I've heard studies about blue being a really calming color for a lot of people, and red being not calm.
A bowl. Just think of a bowl.
And that's okay. I'll get into that later. But does your favorite color change frequently, or has it always been blue?
It's always mainly been blue. When I was in middle school, I didn't the question of my favorite color popped up in middle school first. Yeah. And I first thought of what's my parents' favorite color. My mom's was green. My father's was blue. I first chose green because I love my mother a lot. Yeah. So I just went with that. Over the years, I started to shift towards blue. And that wasn't because my father liked it. It was mainly because it calmed me down, and that was the first paint I always got whenever I'm doing a painting of any sort. Right. And also my main pen that I used in middle school was blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you wear your blue often?
I have a blue-black dog hoodie in my dorm right now, so yeah.
And you wear that one a lot?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I like that. For lack of better words, are you more attracted or want to talk to people that wear your favorite color, or is it
It's not something that I usually talk to people about because a color.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at it, you know it's a color.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not like a good conversation starter.
I love what you're wearing.
Yeah. What's your favorite color? It's not something you don't usually start with, but
Yeah.
whenever it comes to talking about colors, I find it's a topic for like a very deep, like a deep communication or conversation you want to have with the person, because it starts getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
And the conversation gets further into whatever it is.
Yeah. They have to be interested, though. I feel like if they don't care about color, they don't see the significance, they'd be like, well, it doesn't really matter. And then it's like the conversation's not going to go anywhere.
But it's like if the person has a different favorite color, that's just two colors clashing doesn't make sense. And it's not like a good conversation starter then. Like if you say, my favorite color is blue, you're pink. So blue and pink don't mix.
They're the gender color.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah, they don't mix.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they can. Wait, so like blue and pink make what?
It's like a greenish pink, I think. Maybe.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure either, actually.
It's first blue and red.
I should know that. I should know what color it makes. Because, no, like red and blue, it makes like a purple. So then it would be like a light
Like a lavender?
Maybe, right?
Or like a violet color or something.
Maybe.
That's purple.
I feel like it would be a lighter color since it's pink. It's like a lighter purple.
What colors make green again? I forgot.
Yellow and blue.
I should know this.
It's okay. Sometimes we have our brain farts.
I have mine a lot frequently, so.
That happens with me a lot when I'm like thinking of a catchphrase and then I'm like, wait, I want to use a catchphrase. But by the time I like think about it too much, it's over. Like the moment's over and it's not even funny anymore.
It just takes too long to get it through.
Anyways, back to colors. Do you know how colors affect people's mood in general or no?
Not exactly, but overall, if you think about it in a general state, colors sort of like bring some people together, but it also shows like in like paintings or so, it shows the feeling of the artist when they're painting at the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it may be different to other people, but to this very few, you might understand it much better, depending on the color usage. So when you think of a night sky, you think of a calm night. That's the first thing that comes to mind. When you're painting that or trying to put that into image, like let's say Picasso's night sky, it's blue, yellow, green, pink, and red, in like brown in some sort. It's a different variety of colors. It's not just one.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to mind is blue, because that's the night sky, the starring nights. But that's not let's just say, I'm having my brain fart right now.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Picasso's art, or I'm not sure if it is Picasso that made this, the Starry Nights.
Oh, no, it was Van Gogh.
Van Gogh?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Van Gogh. The first thing that comes to mind is a nice, calm night. That's the first thing. Blue symbolizes the deep, dark sky, like a deep, dark ocean in the water. It's like that.
Yeah.
It calms a person down. When a person critiques it or look closer at it, you start seeing the tiny little specks of different colors.
Yeah.
It's almost like a static or something.
Yeah.
And that sort of draws a person in. But when you look at them even closer, you see it's mainly the diversity. The colors build up the overall image.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that made sense.
No, it really does, because I watch people making art in the process of them doing it, and like underlying skin tones, like they start with green, and it's like, why would you start with green? But it actually is like the undertone sometimes for certain people's skin color, and then when you layer on top of it different colors, it makes it actually look more realistic, as if you didn't start with green or a certain undertone, it wouldn't look like as realistic. So it makes sense what you're saying. Like, I understand.
Nothing's just one color.
Exactly.
It's always
very
a mixture.
true. It's always a mixture.
Like
black
is different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like black is just a mixture of like all colors.
Not exactly.
Is it not? Oh, I'm wrong.
It's
okay.
It is not exactly a mixture, because let's say you got all colors, put them all together, you will not get black.
You'll probably get like a mucky, very dark brown.
Green,
Yeah. Okay. So how do you make black?
So I remember seeing a little video about a person mixing colors, but
Okay.
instead of using actual paint, he used filters. So let's
Okay.
say you had a red filter, blue filter, and a yellow filter. Put them all, layer them all on top of each other. You don't get, you get like a brownish color.
Yeah, right.
Not like a, or not actually brown. It was white. It was a clear color. Because think of this: when you look at a rainbow, all the colors of white light is the rainbow colors: red, blue, green, all those that you see in a rainbow. That turns to white light. That's the light you see right now. That's the thing
Okay.
that lights up the room.
Okay.
Now, let's say, I forgot the name of the color, Margaret or something, like a reddish color.
Maroon.
Maroon.
Right?
And you have like an aqua color, like an aqua filter.
Okay.
Layer those two over each other. It gets a black. It
That's
cancels it all
so
out.
interesting.
It goes into like, sadly, I'm gonna go into physics. Let's say you shine a light and you have the blinds open. So if you have the blinds open, light's gonna pass through, sorry for the crack.
It's okay.
It's gonna pass through the blinds like vertically or horizontally, depending on how
Okay.
open you have it.
Yeah.
Now if you angle it, you start having little slits. It's canceling it out. Like in a very small, angle. When it's angled, it cancels some of the light out. So it
Okay.
becomes like a little shield.
Okay.
Now, in that case, imagine if the blinds are another form of light. If you have them horizontal, you can't exactly cross them. They can't technically cancel each other out. If you have them angled, let's say one's going that way, other one's going this way, you still have light going that way. It's still going through, but one of them is being canceled in a way, but you still have some flow.
Yeah.
It's like, sadly, I'm going to give a horrible example. Think of a car.
Yeah.
A car
Okay.
incident or something.
Oh,
A car
okay.
going one way and the other one's
Right.
going.
Yeah.
They both cancel it out when they're
Yeah, colliding. Okay.
perpendicular. Sort of.
Right. Okay.
But if they're angled, they have, the only way they can cancel out is if another one's angled with them. But if they're not the same, this is very strange and very weird to talk about because
No, it's
you get
interesting, yeah.
it's hard for me to put into words.
Yeah. Like if we had like a video recording and
Yeah.
like a piece of paper, it would
It's
be
like
easier.
I remember in not middle school, in the summer, I went to summer school last summer before
Okay.
coming to campus.
Okay.
It was in a quantum engineering. We were
Okay.
talking about polarization,
Okay.
and that deals with lenses. When the solar eclipse happened, you had the special glasses.
Right.
So those are circular polarization, circular polarized lenses. So what's different with them is that they go based off a degree. So like a circle, how it has 360 degrees. It's
Okay.
rotated along one center around. Now that sort of blocks off most of the light, except some, if it's going to a certain degree or so. Because
I
angled,
see.
all light is angled in a way.
Yeah.
But now we compare that to red and blue glasses, like the old movie theater 3D
Uh-huh.
glasses.
Yeah.
Those are two colors, two lights, two forms, red and blue light that they enter your eye. One's horizontal and one is perpendicular to that. So one's horizontal and one's vertical. It only allows horizontal light and vertical light.
That's so cool.
That's polarization in a way.
Oh my gosh.
Don't quote me
This
on
is
that.
this is so educational. I love this episode. Wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna change the subject again with my question. But do you know the most common happiness color?
Not exactly sure.
No.
Personally, I think it's just white. White is
White?
just. Think about it.
That's not a color. It's a
not
shade.
Are you sure?
Oh wait, you want to correct me? I believe you if you correct me.
If you think about it, white, according to light, it is just a type of shade. It is just
shade,
all
yeah.
colors beaming down.
Blah
But
blah blah.
If you go into painting, that is a color that you use. You use it to brighten the whole thing, but it's still a color.
So would you say black is a color too?
Black is a color. Although there's science and then there's just colors that you use in art.
Yeah.
Black,
yeah.
you use it to cancel out most of the stuff. It's very bold. It just removes most of the color. Or it can, if you're lucky, you can darken it. But that's usually the specks just scattered around.
Yeah.
You don't totally darken a color unless you lower the light, reflecting off of it.
Yeah.
Just lower that down. That's how you can darken it. But
I know, like, when I'm doing my art and I would be in my art classes, they never, ever tell you to use black. They actually, like, get rid of black. They try to, because, like we were saying before, like, nothing is really black. It's just a very dark color.
Yep.
So I've always been told never use black, but I've used black before. But you have to be, like, cautious of it, because it's a very dark pigmented color.
Like
or
when you're
shade.
using charcoal or something.
Yeah, charcoal that's a difficult one to.
It's like using chalk.
Well, yeah, but it difficult in the way that, like, if it's very easily spreadable. So, like, you have to be careful of, like, if you slightly smear it, it's like, oh, there you go, you just did that.
Yeah. I usually, whenever I'm dealing with charcoal, I always try getting a paper towel, roll it up so it looks like a little pen that I use.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then I just smudge that around.
That's cool.
So I always
Okay.
darken one area and move it across, and just like try to get a certain pattern with it.
That's very cool. I've used charcoal before, but not too often. All right. Thank you for Alex for joining us in our mission to spreading happiness, and thank you to our audience for listening out there. We hope this made your day brighter. And just remember, goodness is everywhere, and we're here to help remind you of that.
This has been What's Good, hosted by Sophie Rambell, produced by Macy Bell, and today with our special guest, Alex. Thank you for listening.